Hey, everybody. I'm Dana and David Spade. And up next, we got the great Bill Hader. Bill Hader is stud. He's
Let me say this about Bill Hader. Mm-hmm. If I was having a conversation about who was the greatest SNL cast member, if someone said Bill Hader, I wouldn't slug him in the face. I wouldn't slug him in the face. I wouldn't get mad. I'd really go, I see.
If someone said who was the tallest SNL cast member and they said Bill Hader, I still would go,
I wouldn't get mad. I wouldn't slug him in the face.
I wouldn't be pissed off. I wouldn't fight him too hard.
I wouldn't fight him. I just go, okay.
I just don't know. I see him and I really, he is fucking tall.
If someone said that Will Ferrell was shorter than me, I wouldn't get mad. I wouldn't slug him in the face.
I would, because
I wouldn't slug him in the face. So Bill Hader is brilliant on Saturday Night Live and his show Barry.
Barry, yeah. He made the jump. And, you know, to go from SNL, no matter how good you are, to jump over and he's on a great show is always tough, because there's sections of your life, your career, boom, boom, boom. And, you know, to still be talked about, still be known is great. It's a very tricky situation.
There's a part of being on SNL. I always think everyone... I don't always think everyone, but
what do you always think?
Here's what I'm trying to point out. You're kind of your best right before you leave, because I was asking Fred Armisen, who was Batman and Robin. I don't know which one was Batman, but they were twinsies on their last year of SNL. Fred Armisen and Bill Hader. I said, you guys were just so loose. There was no sense of pushing, trying to be funny. And they go, well, we just were having fun. We knew we were leaving. And we just were.
Yeah, there's something to that.
You can't be too loose on SNL. And Bill Hader hit some. First of all, he's quirky. You know, his Vincent Price thing is crazy. Yeah. His impressions are weird. Like that newscaster guy he does, who keeps hitting himself in the face.
What about the puppet guy?
And the ventriloquist guy?
Yeah.
He's got so many funny hooks. And I'll tell you, anecdotally, if you have a minute.
Yeah.
I was there hosting, and my sons were with me, and they were just little kids. I remember Fred and Bill being so sweet and gentle. Like they were, like if you see them on the show, they're like powerful, right? And then when you meet them personally, they're kind of shy and very thoughtful. They're not on all the time. And Bill Hader is such a good audience. He has an incredibly intense laugh.
Yeah. When people meet me, they go, this guy's like a hard-ass athlete. And then they realize I'm just a tough guy. Like I'm just a run-of-the-mill, like fucking badass.
Oh, yeah. I was terrified the first time I met you. I'd seen you on Update. I went, this guy's a badass.
I get up, I do 5 crunches in the morning, whether I feel like it or not. I'm just boom, 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 knock them out. And then I lay down.
If someone told me that you could kick my ass in a street fight, I wouldn't slug him in the face.
You wouldn't fight him on
No, because you're scrappy. Arizona people, anyone who grew up in 112-degree heat and come out of that doing stand-up at 19, I mean, you're scrappy. That's
I'm scrappy, and I fight, and my dad left me, and it all comes out when I do a fight. But listen.
He had a really easy childhood. Mine was kind of rough.
Is that right?
If you can tell.
The reason we
bonded over our
childhood.
Mutual roughness.
But I will tell you, you did not know this.
What?
Willie Hader went to my college. And nobody gives a fuck. But it's true. Me and him do.
Billy Hader? Billy Hader went to your college?
Not even ASU. The Stepping Stone Scottsdale community, where I went and got a 3.25, which is kind of shitty for like basically high school still. And
Were you a national chess champ or something?
I was, and then I got stupid at the wrong time.
So you were phoning it in even then.
I was smart from kindergarten to 8th grade, and then fucking spiked down freshman year, right when they started going, okay, are you smart? We're going to start writing it down now, your grades. And I'm like, oh, well, now.
If only they told us why we were learning math, because that was the best sleep literally I ever got in my life. X plus Y equals snooze. I mean, it would literally hypnotize me. I couldn't even make. But they said, this is how we make rocket ships. I would have been sitting up. Motherfuckers.
They basically said, X plus Y equals Z, Z, Z.
Yeah,
later.
But that you don't fall asleep when you see the great Bill Hader do his thing.
No, he went to my Scottsdale Community College, and we were the artichokes. We're going to ask him about it. And fucking we both somehow, if you went there.
Was the mascot really the artichokes?
Yeah,
that's
funny?
Not a joke?
I swear to God.
The Arizona artichokes?
Yeah, Scottsdale.
Wow. That is awesome.
Dude,
we were the Scots.
6 credits in anthropology from there, and I only need 180 more to graduate, so I might pick it up this summer. Anyway, Here's Bill Hader,
Dr.
folks.
David Spade.
Yeah, he's a real
Here's
genius.
Bill Hader, our friend
Getting
and
closer.
one of the funniest people in the world. David, be in the moment.
I am.
Don't talk over me. God damn it.
That's all we do is talk over each other. We should let Bill
hate
talk
you.
at some point in this, but not like right away.
Oh, it's okay. I like watching you guys.
You've talked enough, right?
Yeah.
This is a conversation.
Bill Hader.
No,
Hang on.
We're not narcissists, but you can ask us questions too.
Yeah. This
you get
This is more of a
curious.
discussion.
Oh, I'm moderating. Oh, that's how your podcast goes. I moderate
Yeah.
a discussion between you two. That's what I guess. About your relationship and your time.
Bill Hader, look how much I prepared.
I know. I was like, Bill Hader, I know the name.
Yeah.
And I know his game. I know his
This
game.
fucking dude, he's got some game, Dana. This
This
guy's
motherfucker broke all the rules.
Yeah.
And I love him for it. The rules are every fucking guy holding his dick walking into a bar says, I'd like to direct. And everyone goes, yeah. Here's what you do, kid. You put on the makeup, you dance like a clown, they pay you. You dance. You're a clown. He goes, no, I'm not. I'm Martin Scorsese. No, you're a fucking bozo and a fucking clown. Now take this fucking movie from Paramount. We'll give you $20 large up front. So Bill says, all right, go ahead, Bill.
Oh my God. Mr. Michaels, I would.
Oh, was it Lauren asking you to do a character movie?
Yeah, I think Lauren wanted. He wanted to do a character movie. Yeah, but
Maybe this summer, maybe when you're on break.
maybe. Well, it was just it was a hard one to do. He wanted to do a Stefan one, and then I think John Mulaney and I were like, it didn't work as a sketch.
That's a good reason.
You know what I mean? We're like, it died. It died twice at the table, and then we did it, a couple of times at dress, and it was terrible. It was low energy, weird thing that never worked. And so then it was like, oh, okay. And,
Well, let's just shoot it and look at the whole movie and see.
we can burn it. If it doesn't work, we can burn it.
And if you get a little burned or singed, it happens.
And we'll take it outside, and Marcy will set it on fire. We've done this before. We set
Marcy,
it on fire.
get the wizard lighter fluid on my desk
Marcy,
next to the certs.
Lauren, I'm going to fly, Lauren. I fly now. Marcy, you don't fly. Look at the Book of Lauren, page 7, the Stefan movie.
Lauren.
The Book of Lauren.
Oh, wait, did you guys have things? Yeah, we had we can do a movie, and then we were like, well, it doesn't work as a sketch. It kind of just works on update.
It went from a sketch to update or update to a sketch?
It did not work as a sketch, and then it was Doug Abels who was running update going, I need something. What about that Club Kid thing you did?
Give me that thing that bombed. Do you still have it?
You know what
It's
I mean?
on my desk. Get it in here.
No, that's very...
Do you know what I mean? Where it was just
Well,
like,
updates
and
a little less pressure in a weird way. It's just you doing it directly, and if they buy it, they buy it. You don't have to rely on a whole thing.
It worked better when it was like, because I don't know. Do you guys remember? It's just like
I
low
remember
energy,
it.
weird shit. Just didn't. But just that feeling of like, oh, I got a low energy, weird thing.
Right.
This isn't going to work.
And how do you do that in a 90-minute corporate funny vehicle?
Yeah, you can't.
We couldn't even take Hans and Franz off their set. We got to get them off their set. So we put them in a campground scene with Al Franken. Death!
Oh, in a sketch? What about the movie?
Then we got him on the set, and then we're pointing. No, we had the movie written, Hans and Franz, the Girly Man Dilemma, but that went... That's
that
for my
would have been good.
podcast.
I think that would have been good, though.
Oh, wait.
Let's get back to Bill Hader.
You tried taking them off the set, and it didn't work.
No, I put Church Lady.
You wrote a sketch. You guys do that all. It happens all the time where you go like,
Yeah.
let's not do the same thing over and over again.
Right.
And then you realize, like, no, that's what they like, is seeing
well,
the same thing.
it's like they go, Dana, they go, Hans and Franz, here you are in the gym for 19 sketches, and they put you in like a store, and they're like, who the fuck are these two people? Like, no one even understands the sketch.
Hey, not cool.
Yeah, not cool. Put them in the fucking gym. Cool. I know the jokes, and I will laugh. I know how to do this.
But you're at home base. You're screaming at the audience right behind the camera. Yeah, you curly minded losers. And then we're over in the corner in 8H in a quiet campground scene. Yeah, would you like another Venus Schnitzel? Nothing.
You like some s'mores?
So I think it was why. I think Stefan is brilliant, but I think it might have been a wise decision. That would have been a challenge.
No, the sketch did not work. I mean, it just never worked.
You know, Bill.
You could hear your footfalls on the. It was one of those things where you could hear if I like placed a glass on a table on the sketch, you could hear
it was loud.
It was just dying. It was like, that's
the tiniest.
So bad.
Well, Bill, your next question to us is: was there a Gap Girls movie? Which is a good, fair question. There was not, but. That
would have worked.
There was.
Wait, did you guys Did you guys write a Gap Girls?
You got scared. You go, did you do one? Uh-oh, I didn't see it. No, we didn't write it, but
he got scared.
We
would not get scared. I know it didn't happen.
No, it didn't happen. But it was sort of when I thought movies were very easy to come by because I was delusional. Because one summer we did Tommy Boy. Lauren had a deal with Paramount. It was sort of easy. Like, and then next summer, why don't you guys do Black Sheep? And we're like, great. And then next summer, maybe you guys could do Gap Girls movie. And the things that had against it were me writing it, which was probably the first thing. And then,
come on now.
I was running out of sketch ideas that were 4 minutes long. So I remember we did one about Jeopardy because Gapperty just sounded like a funny name for a sketch. And then, but there was no sketch. And so I go, if me, Farley, and Adam are the contestants, it'll be funny. And Courtney Cox was the host, and we have to ask her about that because that was the first time I wrote something, and I was so joyous that it was on, and I was
just your name on it. That's just solely you?
for Gap's Girls,
wow.
And then I do it, and Courtney goes, I don't really have a thing to play as the host, and I was like, oh, I didn't even think about any other character. It's so rude. Like I'm so worried about our shit and trying to get Farley to make sure everything he says is in all caps.
What was your catchphrase for Gap Girls? What was your catchphrase?
I don't know if there was one. I mean,
the thing everybody remembered was lay off.
Oh, lay off me! I'm starving.
I'm starving. That was the
Oh, okay. That was my proudest writing moment. Was that one because
lay off me? I'm starving.
That one worked.
Destroyed.
Yeah, and also in that one, Bill, there was a in rehearsal. It says, like we're at the mall. At the food court, and then we see the girls from Donut Hut. Everyone knows the sketch. I mean, I don't even know why I'm explaining it. And Schneider comes in notes with Sarah Gilbert as Donut Hut sluts, and we argue with them. Obviously, there's a rivalry, and then at the end of the week, they go, "We'll see you guys Friday," and then it goes away to a card that says 3 days later of the mall. And then it comes back, and then in rehearsal, I go, isn't it weird? We're all wearing the same thing we did 3 days later. And we laugh. So I go, hey, Adam, on the live show, I go, when we do that, when we come back, I'm going to say that. And you say, I don't think we are. And I go, trust me, we are. Because it's only 5 seconds of real time.
Yeah.
And so we added that, which was fun. And then Lay Off Me, I'm Starving, Farley fucking nailed. And then I said, we can't do a movie. I'm out. That's it. I don't want to wear.
All right, let's talk about Bill's
this story has 20 more minutes.
Wait, hold on, David. What was the one where you said you were the contestant on a thing and you said, "Oh, that's sweet."
Oh, sweet. That was Keith Weaver Spaz.
Oh my God! I get in my Scirocco.
It's gonna be sweet.
It's gonna be sweet.
God dang.
Well, what we do for money.
Is that in Arizona? Wait, real quick. Is that an Arizona dude or is that?
No, that was just. I had a guy that used to talk, I guess, in class, and so when you get assigned a sketch, they go, "Can you be sort of a whatever?" So. That one just sounded funny because I don't really do big characters, and that one sounded funny. And my friend had a Scirocco and it was all whited out, and it was very cool, and it had white rims, everything. Scirocco over at SCC.
Oh yeah, that's where I just did I just did a talk at at SCC.
Oh, you did?
We went to the same community college, Dana. But
Scottsdale.
I went out of state to go to a community.
This is the funniest story. He's from Oklahoma, right? And then
from Oklahoma to Arizona.
And I went to Arizona to the Art Institute of Phoenix because my grades were so bad and they didn't care. And then when I was there, a guy there was like, well, you know, at Scottsdale Community College, they're shooting stuff on film. And I went, oh, this is in whatever, 97 or something, when shooting on video was lame. And so we went there and yeah, and they were like, you know, David Spade.
Yeah, I went there because they had tennis. It was a little different, but
what was the mascot of Scottsdale Community?
Artichoke.
The Artichokes? Okay.
It was the Artichoke.
That's hysterical.
And then I worked on Mill Avenue at a movie theater. I worked at Centerpoint Movie Theater.
I love it. Yeah, down in Tempe.
As an usher or running the film, or what were you doing?
I was an usher. And I looked like Charles Manson. I had like a long beard and long hair with the cummerbund and a little tie on. And
cummerbund.
So the idea when you were the type of usher who would then, when there wasn't many people around, just sit in on movies, was you'd be that kind of guy?
Yeah, I would sit and watch movies. The guy that there's a guy I worked with, and you had this whole thing about like you can't bring food into the theater, outside food into the theater, and I became like really obsessed with nailing people because it was just fun to feel like, whoa, no, you know, I was just like, and this one dude was, I forget his name, but he was such a like, just kind of a stoner guy, and we were out. I was by the concession stand, and this guy came in with a wedding cake.
Just to sit
and his ticket stub in his mouth. And he was like, hey, can I put this in the back? I was just gonna go see a movie. So one, I'm like, who brings a wedding cake to a movie? And two, I was like, went to this stoner guy. I'm like, did you not see the guy with the fucking wedding cake? You tore his tickets and you put the stubs back in his mouth. He was like, oh yeah, man, the guy seemed, he had a cake.
Yeah. I just saw Spider-Man, and the usher goes, they like overhelp. He goes, I'll walk you to the theater. I go, I think I got it. And he goes, 3 hours, dude. And I go, oh, immediate buzzkill. I go, oh, it is? He goes, yeah. And he goes, and at the end, all the Spider-Mans, I go, hey, don't be like spoiler guy. Just let me get in there.
Easy.
Take it down a peck,
yeah,
Kiko,
fucking
okay?
guy.
There you go.
Come on. What are you, the false ending guy or something?
And he's going down the river like Kurtz.
Colonel Kurtz is a great Dennis. One of his go-to, like Colonel Kurtz up there in the cave,
going down the river like Kurtz,
getting that sponge on his head in the cave, shooting for the Oscar, right? Like the way the Sheen cat hides in the shallows. Okay.
I have all these sketches of Bill's I want to go over, but
while we're here in his youth, because we'll kind of maybe we can go. Hey, we're just making this up, Bill.
Yeah, Bill.
But we know you're a filmophile. So you go to the theater, you're seeing films. Do you remember the first film? Because I could say 2001 for me in a theater or on television. The first film or TV show when you went, holy shit, what the fuck is this?
It was like always like I was at a sleepover at this kid's house, and his older brother was like, we were 12, and like the 15-year-old older brother came in and was like, I'm going to show you this movie, Taxi Driver.
Whoa.
Wow.
And we all were like, what?
That's heavy.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, we can't be watching this,
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, this is really intense. But there was a scene in that movie where, with all the violence and stuff in it, there's a scene where Robert De Niro takes Sybil Shepherd to a porno movie that's still like one of the most embarrassing
that's great
things I've ever seen in a thing ever. It's just impossible to watch and it's so bad. It's so sad.
Mm-hmm.
But then afterwards he calls her, and it's him on a payphone in a hallway, seeing if she got these flowers he sent her. And he's like, I didn't know you didn't like those kind of movies or whatever. And it was so embarrassing to watch. And then as it was happening, the camera just dollied off of him as he's talking.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought, oh, wow, the movie doesn't want to watch this. Like, it was like, oh, you're allowed to do that. It like unlocked this thing in my head where I was like, so it was weird. This weird night where this older brother thought he was kind of like, fucking us up or whatever. And instead I got like really jazzed by that. It was hard after that to be like, let's watch The Natural.
Yeah.
Or like whatever movies my friends wanted to watch. It was like, no, I want to.
But that's so interesting that you think they just show, like when I see movies, they show that guy, then you cut and show that guy talking. And even dolly shots are weird. And then you fade off them. And in your head to think, oh, it's because he's boring and it's odd and it's getting extra. And you go, oh yeah, are you allowed to do that? And then.
Yeah. It's like an emotional thing. It was like, it felt intuitive and emotional, and it was like, oh, I don't want to watch this, so let's give them some space.
Could I
oh, that's so cool.
Connect the dots on that a teeny bit with you, Bill? I was watching the episode where you're going to go kill the guy. He ends up being a martial artist, and then you have a fight with the daughter on Barry.
Yeah.
Well, when you come in and we know he's the mark, you come in and you stay on him a long time, and we just hear your voice.
Yeah.
Talking about it's not going to happen. It's going to be okay. But there's no shot of you at that point. I don't know. Yeah. It just reminds me. It had some visceral, emotional.
Yeah. You kind of like. It was like an instinctive thing of like, oh, you don't know what he's looking at, and then the reveal that I'm in this like weird costume,
Spider-Man almost or something.
Yeah. This weird, like one of the guys, terrorists at Munich games or something. Right. Like you get this weird look, and then, but that's what I mean. You kind of go like, well, it takes a while to get that kind of confidence to do that. The crew looks at you like you're nuts.
You're not doing coverage. What? Yeah.
We ended up shooting a 2-shot of us because the DP and other people were like, I don't get this. And I just went, okay, we'll shoot this. And then and then you get in the edit and say, well, I kind of want it this way,
Well, I think, that's Barry, which we'll get to in a little bit. But so as you're going along, just a few more touchstones. What, Deer Hunter? Are you like kind of the darker kind of films?
Yeah, those kind of movies were always. There's a movie, Last Detail, with Jack Nicholson. I love.
That was Hal Ashby and Judd Apatow talked about that.
Yeah, I love that film.
Yeah,
Judd directed that. Hey, Bill, what about
Jack?
What about
Jack Nicholson? If you could just,
he goes, "This Judd."
You could just say like, I think my balls hurt. This Last Detail, they had the big God mic.
Yeah.
Randy, before you, no, Randy, look at him and be like, oh, geez, I guess I got my semen all over the place.
Think of your gun as a horse's cock. Your gun is like a horse's cock.
When does a thing and it doesn't land, there's always a pause, and then he goes,
Judd said Deer Hunter could have been a half hour longer. No, but
Really?
No, I'm kidding. But I saw.
I would have.
What about in Taxi?
He makes fun of that.
We make fun of it because I showed him my HBO my new Netflix special. It's an hour 6. He goes, I think it could be 2 hours. Let me see it. I go, well, no, there's not even that many. Not that much material. I'll find it. But what about in Taxi Driver that stood out to me? This is the tiniest thing, but when he's embarrassing, going the thing that says, "I've got to get organized."
Yeah, the card.
And she's like, "What?" I gotta
get organized. That's on his wall. No, it's like, I gotta get organized.
That was something my mom had.
Yeah. And then he's like, it's this thing that says I gotta get organized, and she's like, and then he buys her a record that she says she already has. Like this whole thing is just so awkward. Where you're like, dude, just like stop it. This is so sad.
Yeah. And you're 12 watching that.
I'm 12 watching this. Yeah. The girls are like a total mystery to me. And I'm like, okay, don't do any of this.
Right. I thought it was like a lesson in how to do it.
Yeah.
But I told Dana I saw Tommy when I was 12. Remember Tommy? And it scared me and I had a stomach ache.
Yeah.
I wasn't ready for it.
The beans, the scene in Tommy with all the... remember the scene with the beans where, isn't it like Anne Margaret or someone?
Yeah. Like, makes no sense. Scared me. Oh, Acid Queen, when she threw... The guy got fire and it burned his face at the beginning with Tina Turner. I don't know what the fuck. I just saw Grease before that. I'm like, what's going on here? Let's keep it light, guys.
Yeah, no, that one was rough.
What's going on?
I always liked a lot of those Yeah, but I also like love Jaws.
Oh yeah,
perfect movie.
The Godfather, and
never can watch that any day of the week. Godfather. Oh, what about Alien? How did you find Alien?
Like Once Upon a Time in the West. You remember that?
Oh yeah, with Henry Fonda.
Henry Fonda, where he's the bad guy.
I'm gonna shoot you right now if the last thing I ever do. I'm Henry Fonda.
Now that you've said my name, he shoots a kid.
Oh, you shot a kid?
Yeah, he shoots a kid.
Yeah, the old gunslinger, one of those spaghetti westerns.
This guy goes, "We got them all," right? When he says his name, he goes, "Well, now that you've said my name," and he turns around and shoots a kid, and you're like, Jesus Christ. I was like, geez, let's relax.
Yeah.
Sergio.
But,
yes. Yeah, I like all those 70s movies. And then a big one, what a big one I saw in the theater was, and it's a weird one, was I took a girl that goes, like my first, you're going with somebody.
Date. Okay.
Date.
Yeah.
And she wanted to go see Father of the Bride with Steve Martin, and I took her to go see Barton Fink.
Oh,
all
wow.
right. That was...
And she was like, okay, thanks. Well... we never really need to speak.
Not
again.
a panty dropper.
Yeah. And I was like, damn, that movie was amazing. It's still one of my. I love that film.
The Coen brothers.
Who was that? Turturro?
Yeah. Who did it? Turturro was in it.
John Turturro
John Goodman.
John Goodman are just.
Oh yeah. John Goodman. I don't know.
He was great when he hosted the show.
John Goodman, speaking of Saturday Night Live, which is sort of the theme of our show, kind of. John Goodman could do anything, and he's one of those guys that read through with the 55 scripts. He's one of those incredible cold readers.
Yeah.
That's a thing that's so difficult.
I don't know how people do that. I remember. And did you guys ever have people who were terrible at the table?
Yes.
You were like, this is going to be a bloodbath. And then we're just amazing. Like they came in and they were like, oh, they're just not good cold readers, or they kind of save it.
Well,
or something happens when they're up in front of a live audience that it suddenly clicks and you're like, oh, get out of the way.
Yeah. I think there's a gradient scale. I mean, you could go to some mild dyslexia or whatever's going on, but some people can really, like Dennis Miller and Phil Hartman could look at a cue card and just grab it so fast.
Yeah.
And they never would stumble a little bit. But even good readers, it's such a task to not trip up a word, reverse a word.
I tripped over stuff constantly. I did my sixth show. I played Vincent Price.
Oh, yeah.
And Lauren,
one of my favorites,
came up to me. Lauren came up to me right before the band's playing, and I'm, my sixth show, and I'm sweating.
Yeah.
Like I'm like, Dana, you talked about it, like I would have a full blown panic attack before every show. I would go into that bathroom that was by the big makeup area.
There was a boys and girls.
There was a bathroom way at the end of the hall.
Yes.
Right after the meeting, before it was like, and Lauren would be like, this week, we're about to go on break, and people are going to say it was a good show or a bad show,
So it'd be really, really nice if it was like really good.
Really nice if you could say.
I love that about Lauren.
Yeah.
So when you panic attack in there, just for a second, so you go and you sit down, you're by yourself. Are you just hyperventilating?
Standing up.
Okay.
I go into a stall, standing up, and I would just hyperventilate. I'll be honest, cry a little bit.
Oh, of course.
Shaking. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Just have like a full. And then the thing was that Jenna, who was our stage manager when I was there, who's one of my favorite human beings on the planet, is great. But she had, I think, part of your job when you're that, you should be a little calm before air.
You'd think.
And be like, 10 minutes to air.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, no, it would get
5 minutes to air.
Yeah.
Like her voice shaking, and I'm going, I'm going to have a panic attack.
Yeah.
So I was in Vincent Price, and it was like the second sketch after monologue, and I'm sitting there, and I'm like about to pass out, and Lauren goes, I like this, but why now?
Very Lauren.
And then we did it, and if you watch the very first one, it's Eva Longoria, I think, was the host. I stumble the first minute. I stumble over like every other line.
Wow.
I'm so like like discombobulated and wait, what did that mean? And what did I just say?
Well,
and,
also new cast is hard to get the cards down. It's not so simple. It takes a while.
How to look at it. Of course, you were the host in that, but do you think this is kind of like unhealthy what we did there? I mean, I ended up having a botched bypass a couple of years after. I mean, when what was our blood pressure in our first few shows?
Yeah, no, I
our
have
hearts.
like a weird autoimmune thing that affects the retina of my left eye, and I've gone to so many people about it. I've lost vision in this eye, like all this stuff, and everybody's like,
really?
It might have. I'm like, could stress have caused this? And they're like, well, yeah.
You weren't on Saturday Night Live, were you? You're like, yes.
Were you on Saturday Night Live?
Saturday Night Live?
How are you?
How many stents do you have?
David, did you have any sort of post-traumatic health issues, or did you have anything that...
It stunted my growth for sure. I'm 5'7".
Okay.
But I will tell you that before, you were just saying, when I was on the 8th floor, I would go by the elevators and take a left, and there's a bathroom back there. And I would just stand there and look at my script in the stall and just go, oh my God. And GE would come in and go out, and everyone would, he'd come with his full amp, and I'm like, not here.
He was the coolest.
No one knows how loud it is in that room when you're like doing the actual show and the band kicks in. You can't hear anything. It's crazy. So I would get really sick, and I think when I moved to New York, I was this fun kid from Arizona, and I was of course smashed down because I didn't have any nutrients. I didn't know what carbs were back then, so it was pizza, it was pasta. I didn't have a glass of water for 6 years. I didn't.
Same here.
It was Diet Coke, and then my hair got brown because I didn't know it could get brown, but it was dark all the time. Yeah, there's sun 10 minutes a day when it's like the buildings are
so
straight up and the
D
sun's
deficient.
directly at noon. And so I got like sort of gray, and I felt weak and sickly. I was like Powder, that movie Powder. So I'm sort of that guy. And then I wasn't really, if I look at it now of how much I pay attention to eating and food and what goes in, and I did not at all then, and then add all the stress of like, I don't know if I'm ever going to be in show business. I can't barely make it here. And it's just so much every day. That's all you think about. It had to affect something. I mean, it's sort of my own doing, but it had to affect something.
The first church chat, I popped a tooth. Well, isn't that
really?
No, I made that up. I made that up.
I would believe it.
I know, because I'm just thinking it's
wasn't the first church chat your first show, and it became the cold open?
Yeah, it became the first sketch after Update. I was in a cold open with Phil and Jan, and I didn't even know I was in the cold open in essence. But then the church lady was the first, and there's church chat. People care, but her hand came up, his hand, my hand, that character's hand. Sorry, I have the dress in the closet, and it was drenched in sweat. It was pure, and yet to be that adrenalized, that blood pressure, heart pounding, and then pretend to be relaxed was such a difficult thing. But I want to go over some of your seminal, incredible sketches, but just quickly. The acclamation point for me, I believe in a way I was maybe the best I was on the show, like my last two shows. I mean, I think it took me 5 years to get to have fun, put it that way. Because I see the panic attacks, but when I saw, and I've said this to you and Fred Armisen, Batman and Robin, you guys, I always connected you too because of all the great stuff you did, is that I said, how did you guys seem to be having so much fun that last season? And you said, well, we knew it was our last season, so we kind of, in a good way, didn't give a fuck. And then you have fun, and then you're great. So that process did happen for you, right? At some point, you got calmer.
Kind of, yeah. I mean, it was still nervous. I was still going to that bathroom stall, but I wouldn't like have. It was more like what David's saying. You would have your script, and you would just kind of read through your stuff and just have a quiet moment by yourself, and then be like, all right, let me center myself. But then, Fred was so loose on the show. Mm-hmm. I never saw him get nervous. And so he a lot of times, and I'm also a very soft touch. Like I break constantly. So I think that was what he would bring to us.
He loved to break you.
Yeah.
Well, just also as a way of like
his commitment.
So amped up.
Yeah.
It was just but he would just do little things. It was never big things.
Yeah.
Like he did a sketch he wrote called Short-Term Memory Theater.
Oh, I saw that.
And the whole thing is I'm the doctor who's worked with all these patients, and we're going to run a play. And you'll see that none of these people forget their lines because they had short-term memory loss. But I
you keep
them.
hammering it home that there's absolutely no way they will.
I hammer it home. It's like they will not. You mark my word, they will not miss a single line. And then 80 Bryant comes out, immediately goes up on her lines, and I have to cue her. And that's the bit, is that I'm cueing everybody.
I just watched that. It's so fucking hilarious.
Fred, it's supposed to be in the 40s, like a like a Arthur Miller play or something. And Fred, to fuck with me, came in a present day New York Giants jacket.
I saw that. And
Just
he goes,
and then I said, give me the jacket. And he said, is the play over?
Dude, I wrote down something from that because you go, because I just watched it and I was laughing, and Vince Vaughn is in it too, right? Vince Vaughn. Yeah. And you go, you go, it has my keys in it. You go, Jana has everyone's keys. Because they're all obviously they can't be without their shit. I thought it was so funny. And then I watched 5 years in a row that were home runs. And this is, I kept going, you have to laugh in this one. When you were doing the one where you're fucking screaming as a fireman, I was like, I didn't know where it was going. And you start going crazy. I go, there's no way. You kept saying, what? And you,
that was John Solomon and Rob Klein wrote that one. And I don't know where it came from. It was just one of those great things where you come to the table and
it's a fucking home run.
And they're like, yeah, we went nuts last night. You're this like very effeminate firefighter that's mad that your girlfriend's there with
Adam Levine, who, by the way,
Adam Levine, and Jim Downey was there, and Jim Downey was laughing really hard
for sure
when he was losing his mind during that sketch. And then we came into a dress rehearsal, and then we came into the meeting before air, and they had all the cards up, and Downey started crying, laughing, and I was like, "Why is Downey laughing?"
That's interesting.
And he goes, the name of that sketch is The Firehouse Incident.
That's the funniest part for him.
And he goes, it's so needlessly mysterious.
That Jim does have that capacity to identify exactly why it's funny.
He was like, he goes, it's needlessly mysterious.
Yeah.
And that we were just, so that's my memory of doing that show, is being in the meeting just crying.
Oh, to make Downey laugh is big. Also, I thought it was when everyone plays it straight. Adam Levine, I'll give it to him too. When everyone plays it straight, it's so hilarious, and it's asking a lot of everyone to A, not laugh, and B, just play it straight. And then I think Cicely or someone comes over and goes out of nowhere, "Hey, I guess they just canceled the B in apartment C," and you go, "What? The B in C?
Not
the B in C? Oh my god."
I think I grab a dog and I yell, "Open the window," and they all say no.
And then you fit attacks you.
And then the dog attacks me. Yeah.
And we're not.
Yeah, that was one of those ones where it's just like a gift that the writers were like, I don't know what happened, but they wrote another one with me where I was like this guy in the guy in a puppet class. I was like,
traumatized.
Shit. Anthony Coleman.
Yeah.
And that was another one where you go to the table and there's like a sock puppet on your pile of scripts with a little note on it, like,
nice,
puppet class, could you use this please, John and Rob?
Hysterical.
And you're like figuring it out as you go along. Those guys, my last season, because Mulaney had left, and John Solomon and Rob Klein they really wrote some great stuff for me that last season.
Those two right there are like, by the way, I was wondering during puppet class how it must be a little hard to get your lines, get the puppet, get them to kiss, get around and try to kiss and everything you had to do was like two things going on at once, and make sure the camera's on your face and then the puppet's face. They had to do that. So those can be complicated, and then it comes off without a hitch.
Yeah, that one, the most difficult thing, everybody was like, oh, is it making the puppet smoke? And that was, those things where like they cut to someone else, and then you have, was Flanagan there with you guys? The guy who made shit? The guy Flanagan? No. Anyway, Flanagan was the guy who made the puppet. He would be there, and then they're hooking shit up to you real fast.
Yeah.
And you're like, Jesus, this is And then, what they don't see is the guys are all like on the floor, right at, your feet.
Right. Yeah.
It's complicated.
It was one of those things where the smoke came out. You're like, oh, thank God that fucking works. Cause you're just like,
yeah. Doesn't work all during the week. Yeah.
And they're doing like that. You're like, oh, Jesus Christ, please.
Yeah, we had barf ones where they put the barf in a tube up your arm, and then I think it was Fred Wolf wrote one where maybe it was Alec Baldwin, and every cop that walks up to the scene and goes, God damn, and then they go, wah, and everyone starts barfing.
They would come out before you could get it.
Yeah, and it's even funnier, but if it doesn't come out, it sucks. Yeah, and there's a guy pumping next to him going, give him more gas, Joe, and you're like, we're live.
We can't
give him more gas.
Yeah.
I had a host once, right? I had a puppet. It was a different sketch, but I had a puppet that was supposed to throw up on a host. And the host was angry about it. The host didn't like that between dress and air and the meeting, they were like, oh, and hey, can we do something about that puppet? And the host sounds off and everybody's like, excuse me?
Oh, no.
The host sounded off. Well, the writer who wrote that, I was like, second year cast member. So I was like, oh, geez, yeah, sure. Sorry, But the guy I wrote it with, it was his last show. So he was just quiet.
Did he go, hey, fuck you, we're doing it?
So we go over and we're doing the sketch. And I see him talking to the special effects guys. And the guys are pumping the water thing. And it was like, when you have like a pellet gun. And
the last couple.
Just getting hard. Yeah.
I hear them going. So we're doing the sketch and I go to pick this thing up. And I pick up the puppet and it's vibrating.
It's so full, ready to go.
Explode. And I was like, oh, Jesus. And on air, this stuff, it was like a fire hose. Just like, oh, hit this guy right in the face. I was like.
And he's expecting nothing now. Instead of a little bit.
Expecting like a water fountain.
Yeah.
He actually said, I want it like a drinking fountain, like a little.
Right. And it just waylays him.
It hit so hard that the puppet flew off. And so it's just the nozzle of the.
On the air show?
Yeah. I was like,
I have to give you, like, speaking of all that kind of stuff, because it's hard sometimes to get all this shit on you when you're during a show. So you got a wig. But you did one with. Like a Hollywood type of show with Scarlett Johansson and Kristen Wiig. And Scarlett Johansson, first of all, is an unsung hero. She's kind of a sleeper because every sketch I see her in, she's great in.
Yeah, she's awesome. Yeah, she's really committed.
And she kills it. And then that one was just a funny one where you two were acting like idiots. And it was just another surprising sketch.
Yeah, it's Hollywood Dish. Yeah, it was the thing of you guys have done it where people interview you. And then while you're talking, they can't talk.
Yeah.
They're going.
Right. And you explain that you can't overlap.
Yeah, you're like, so I was, and it's like.
Making faces.
And they're mouthing words and stuff. And so Kristen and I think, had done press for something and we were doing that the whole time. And then it was like, oh, we should probably write that.
Right. And you also had some different moves in it, though. So it wasn't like just that. It started to change up.
You know what? The one you saw probably, I don't know if it was that one because we did that one a couple of times. I don't know if you guys have ever had this happen where at dress, there was a thing where I'm drinking a Slurpee and someone says something shocking. And I go, and I like throw the Slurpee full giant big gulp right into Wig's face.
Yeah.
And she just has tons of Slurpee all over. And then I throw a thing on her head. So we did it at dress. Perfect.
Of course.
On air, fully miss her. It goes in front of her, doesn't hit her at all.
Oh my God.
And the only sound, and doesn't get a laugh because everybody was like, oh, something went wrong. And I can hear Lauren. It's so bad when you're at home base and I can hear Lauren under the bleachers going, oh, shit.
Oh, terrible. And didn't Kristen break? Fuck. Did she break on that sketch?
No, I don't.
Didn't. There's another one maybe.
What you see now is dress. Like, so he was like,
okay.
So when I got done, he was like, West Coast will see dress. And I was like, oh, good. Okay. Good.
Well, you did a spit take in her fucking grill too, which was hysterical.
Yeah. You realize those are all the things that work, I get to SNL and I'm like, oh, I'm going to have these really cerebral, weird things. And it's
Right.
like, no, what works is spitting in someone's face.
funny with the sound off. Never
only
fails.
funny with the sound off is perfect. Exactly.
What about Herb Welch?
Oh, that was based on that was John Mulaney and I wrote that. That was based on
a guy we all kind of know in a way. The guy who should have retired a long time ago. The video, out
he's
in
on
the field.
It was like a YouTube video where the guys, they got in an argument on air, and the guy was like, what'd you say? That one was also from the combination of that, and then I was having to play. I always got cast as like reporters or game show hosts.
Why is that fun?
Like Phil Hartman was our guy doing that, you know?
I was always the guy that was like, we need a setup, so they'll put me in going like, I'm here now at this school, where, you know, whatever.
And
so we were rehearsing with Emma Stone and for that sketch, and I had a microphone and I was just like hitting people with
hitting her in the face.
I was hitting her and I was hitting Wig and just fucking around with it. And then again, I go, oh, that's fun. And Mulaney was like, we should maybe write that up.
Oh, yeah.
That could be like, he was the guy that would go, what if we did that as a sketch? And I was like, oh, is that what we do here?
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Emma, again, good in that. And everyone was good. And then you go over. But did you only do that once, or did you do that a bunch of times?
We did it a couple of times.
So funny.
Anne Hathaway. We did it with
I saw
Eisenberg,
Emma.
I think. And then when I hosted the first time, I did it.
Oh, so you've done it too much, actually.
It has an improvisational vibe to it.
You know what the funny thing about Herb Welch was? This gave me a really interesting insight into TV critics. Was there was someone who would write, because when I was there at the after party, everybody's on their phone.
Oh,
what people are writing about the show.
Wow, we did not have that.
Yeah, so we would all. Everybody is at their table going, so and so at this site hates it. So and so.
Oh, that fast! Wow.
We got a 7 out of 10 on the AV Club.
Couchpotato.com.
And you're just like, oh my god! And there was one guy who would do a scorecard every show.
Oh.
Everybody would read the scorecard. And he, at the end of the season, did his year roundup, and he was like, favorite sketch, least favorite sketch. And his least favorite character was Herb Welch.
No, he doesn't know shit.
What an idiot.
This is terrible. It's racist and misogynistic and terrible. And I'm like, well, he's like an ancient asshole. I don't think it's pro that.
Yeah.
The sketch isn't pro him. But
it's a grumpy old man.
Grumpy old man. But then then a year later, I was doing press for something, and they brought a guy in, and it was the guy that wrote this. So I'm talking about another thing with him. And then as he leaves, he goes, hey, can I tell you what character of yours I really love? I love Herb Welch.
What?
And I go, all right.
Wait a minute.
On the table, man. I got to be honest. You said he was the worst character in the, that year or whatever. And he goes, yeah, a guy I work with read that and was like kind of bummed out. And he goes, no, you should check it out. You really watch it. And I watched it again. And I was like, oh yeah, this is good.
Oh, that
so we're
just
suffering.
shows.
That kind of gave me a whole, I was like, oh, this is how it is with this show. You know what I mean? Like, it was like that day, that at that moment, the guy hated it. And now a year later, he's like, oh, it was really nice. And then the opposite will happen, where someone, the thing they love, then you run into them, they're like, actually, I watched that again. It doesn't age well, or whatever.
Well, isn't it fun? I just because I saw it this morning too, just seeing it again, which I love when I saw it. First of all, it's low energy in a way, like it's the opposite of the Firehouse incident. Yeah, it's getting huge laughs. So then you have the task of, I don't know if you could do it now, but Kristen Wiig is trans or something, and then Herb goes with the mic over her body.
Yeah.
Oh, over and over.
That, like, was that choreographed? Like, I'll do bump, 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 or because the crowd's going crazy? Are you going a little bit more on the air show because?
Yeah, I think probably a little bit more. I started laughing because when I hit her in the crotch, Wig made a sound.
Right. So then,
that she did a little sound, and I started laughing.
So you looked away a couple times.
I looked away because she went, like that.
And so instead of breaking in front of the crowd, you just looked away and came back
away
at work
for a second because she was. But yeah, you're right. We probably you couldn't do that now.
Well,
a lot of those.
A lot of those stuff.
I had ching change, in 1988.
There's stuff Downey wrote for us that. No. Even at the time, I was like,
couldn't do it.
Jesus Christ, I don't know about this. All right.
I like when Downey goes, there's just something in the.
I think there's something very funny about.
It's very precious. It's a little too precious.
There's just something very funny about.
See, when you say this line, you want to go up. And then when you go this one, now he's kind of this thing, It's like we act it out with you and get.
It's that whole thing. It's just more the idea. Yeah, I know.
He was good with rhythms.
I really like Downey, but he would really go. It was,
he goes some places.
He was always goading me on Hollywood Minute to go harder. He goes, "You're a pussy. Yeah. You're a pussy. You're not doing this. Don't act like you're doing it." And I go, "I'll do it." And he goes, "No, you won't. Don't even talk about it." And I'd sit there and go, first of all, you're the guy that's going to fire me. Because
exactly. And it's like, you don't have to go out there and
he's
do it.
my boss, and then he wants me to do it, but he'd be like, "Hey, bad news, I have to fire you over that joke."
He's the one.
But I would say, Dana, I'm just jumping around, but when you said, Bill, that you were good the last year, when you were telling everyone you were really good on the show the last year, earlier.
Last 2, 3, whatever.
No,
whenever
I'm joking, but you got more relaxed, and I think the idea of that, I wanted to jump in from 10 minutes ago, is that I think you guys are in the same spot. Maybe not as much Dana or Bill, but I never knew if I was coming back, and every summer he'd say, "I don't know if he's right for the show, but, we don't know if we're going to bring him back," to me, about me. And then they would at the last minute. And so you can't relax in that situation. And that's fair. It's a business. He doesn't know. And if he wants to cut me like a baseball team, he doesn't want to have a long-term deal. So I'm, going check to check, going, if I don't get on for 3 shows or don't score, this is it. It's curtains. And so maybe you, or possibly in that same position where it's your last year, you don't really care because there's no high stakes anymore. You're going anyway.
Yeah. I will also say, and you guys had this, you did Tommy Boy, and Dana, what you were doing.
Wayne's World.
Were you still on Wayne's? You were still
I was on the show, Wayne's World.
And Wayne's World came out.
Yeah.
Those are huge. Did that give you guys a bit of confidence? Like, Tommy Boy came out, where you were like, because I did Hot Rod after my first, and I was like, well, I was in a movie.
Yeah.
They won't cut me.
Andy Samborg.
I feel like there's some stock in me. Even if the movie didn't do well, they put me in a movie, I guess.
Yeah.
But, I was really naive too,
Yeah. I know what you're saying, and I sort of did. I think it was right in the Hollywood. It was probably 3 years. I was on 6. After 3, when I got to 4, I go, I think I'm going to push this through. Now, I was held as a feature player longer than Schneider, Rock, and Farley and Sandler. So I had an extra year. So I'm like, maybe it's just not for me. I'm not a big character guy. So I sort of saw what they saw, and I go, I can score maybe here and there, but I'm not a full utility player like they need here.
That's so funny you say that, because I was watching, massive fan during those years, and it seemed like you were very much. I have geeky. Michael J. Fox.
Michael J. Fox.
Michael J. Fox.
Oh yeah. Hey, Sarge, what are you doing here?
Hey, Sarge, what are you?
Here's my new one, Daniel Day-Lewis.
I love that so much.
From There Will Be Blood. This is my son and partner HW. That's pretty good, Dana.
I have a competition problem.
I have a competition.
It's not that others failures I should win. You did that. Yeah, Speaking of that, drink your milkshake. I love that. Daniel Playview as a sketch. Can you give us? You want to go into it for a second?
I'm an oil man.
I'm an oil man.
I'm an oil man. That was like the thing that you would just repeat to get into it.
Yeah.
So like all day, I was going, I'm an oil man.
Yeah.
I'm an oil man.
That's perfect.
Up on. That was the other thing that drove me nuts. The writers. It was like
nuts.
It's like, this is down in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. And it's like, I'm doing a voice, so I'm working on saying Milwaukee, Wisconsin. And then for some reason they changed it to Kenosha.
Right before air or something.
Right before air, and I go,
Kenosha?
why'd you guys change it to Kenosha? And it was like, oh, we just liked Kenosha. And I was like, I'm doing a voice.
I'm locked in.
I'm locked in. It's
County.
not a thing I can kind of it's not malleable in a way where I can just start riffing in it, you know? Or where,
Yeah.
I don't know if you ever had shit like that. We were like,
of course.
It was like all these weird lateral moves at the last minute that would throw you. And then they're like, you blew it.
Just do one phrase and repeat it. That's the key. I never.
That's me in the bathroom before the sketch. You just go in there and you go, have I prepped enough? You're like, it's coming up. Have I been fucking around? Are we at Wally and Joseph's? Are we bullshitting in the writer's room? Like, I got to go lock in and go, okay, I'm going out there. I don't want to go. Sometimes I'm out there. Even in stand-up, sometimes you're in the middle of your show. You go, fuck, I was in a groove because I've done so many shows this week, but I didn't go over it right before I went on and just think like, okay, what am I going to walk out? You just got to,
It's fear of like being on national television going, wait, what?
Yeah.
Did you? Yeah, really? Seriously?
Exactly.
I don't even know what I'm reading. Did you do cold openings? I mean, because I had a lot of those right to the camera.
I did one cold open.
Those are the worst, pressure-wise.
I hated the cold open. I did one that Downey wrote where I was Spitzer.
Oh,
Elliot Spitzer.
Governor Spitzer, and it was me talking for 7 minutes.
Yeah.
And I just after that was done, I went and just was like, I don't think I can do that again. That was like, I was terrified.
Is it there not that many laugh lines in it, or was just too much dialogue?
It's just like, I love Jim so much, but it's dry, it's you're starting off the show doing like this dry thing.
Yeah.
It gets laughs.
They're ready to laugh.
They are pumped and excited, and the band's playing, and it's like 10 seconds, 5 seconds. And then you come out with this thing that, the first 4 minutes of it is kind of like set up.
And here's a dry bit. Go.
Yes, it dry, and I love, but it worked. It's, by the way, really funny. But for my anxiety, it was like the first 4 minutes of this is like, actually has no jokes in it. It's just being here's the facts.
That's tough.
Yeah. But you had to do that shit all the time, Dana. I feel like
well, first of all, I just want it for SNL listeners. The cold open is when the studio is just getting ready to do the show. Someone screams out 10 seconds, 5 seconds.
Joe did
and then the studio, the rest of the show, there's ambient noise of them moving stuff around while the sketches. It's the only one where the whole studio goes dead quiet.
True.
If this doesn't go well, the show has to dig out from under it.
Yes. Yes.
So it's the pressure spot. I had a lot of props, and I just started waving my arms a lot. Got a dang, gabbity bat. I was just to survive.
Well, you had to. You got to get it going.
That has like an energy to it.
Yeah, it had high energy.
Makes everyone have
eventually.
fun.
Yeah.
And then by the time you're doing Bush and stuff, the minute it would come on, we were always like, yeah, but it was like a big character. But it was when it was a thing, like a topical thing.
Yes, and Elliot Spitzer was not as it was only it was a big story for a week, and no one knew what he talked like.
It was, I think after that I was in cold opens, but it was like we now bring you to Congress hearing.
Yeah.
There was one time I had to go into the booth because I recorded a thing for the pre-tape. The scroll like. This week in Alabama, blah, 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 whatever current thing happened. And they ran to me and they go, the tape's not working. You got to go do it live. So I ran into the booth, put my headphones on, and it's just everyone yelling and screaming. Is he in the booth? Is he in the booth? And I'm like, I'm here right now. It's like, all right, and go. Now we're live.
Oh, that Don Pardo booth over there?
Yeah. And there's no scroll. So I just have the script and I'm reading over black because something went wrong. So I'm reading over black. I'm trying to remember what I did. I did it Thursday.
Wow.
Saturday. And I'm going, okay, I do the whole thing. I'm like, Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
And the sketch starts, and I go to sit down. Pardo's in there. I sat on Pardo.
Don Pardo?
And Pardo goes, "Get off of me."
Get off of me, Bill Hader.
The great Don Pardo. Get off my foot.
So the whole time I was doing that, he was just sitting on the thing in that small booth, and I didn't see him because I was so freaked out. And then I'm like, "Oh, Jesus Christ. Oh, God, Don, I'm sorry."
It's like he's on the toilet and you sit on him. You're
That's
like, "Oh,
hysterical."
Rob Schneider.
Jim Belushi.
Melody Hudson.
He goes, Jim Belushi.
You've heard that, right?
No.
Oh, yeah. Someone underlined Jim.
Oh, no.
Jim Belushi.
As a dick move to Jim Belushi.
We can't do everything about you, but we should we talk about Barry or your... I think my wife did not realize that you went into Second City and was discovered in a backyard doing improv. So that might be interesting for a second. But your trajectory to SNL was sort of interesting in that way. And then your story on SNL became fascinating because you are a Hall of Famer.
Yeah,
Whoops.
you're a first ballot Hall of Famer.
Put it this way, Bill. This is what I say to people. If someone said to me Bill Hader was the greatest of all time sketch player on SNL, I wouldn't slug them in the face.
That's really sweet.
You'd have to think.
That's a lot coming from you guys. Yeah.
You had a great cast, though, too. You were surrounded by solid shit.
Kristen Wiig, Andy Samberg, Jace, Will Forte, Fred Armisen, Amy Poehler, Seth Meyers, Daryl Hammond, Jason Sudeikis are your bandmates. I mean,
Maya Rudolph was there.
Maya Rudolph overlapped.
It was crazy. Yeah, I was Kenan Thompson. Kenan Thompson's actually the guy that I would sit. He would do those "What Up With That" sketches, and I was so anxious on air, and I would sit and watch him do those because I had no lines in those sketches, and I would just sit there and think like, I just need to get to be like that. How can I get that loose and have that much fun on air? Look how much fun he is having.
He doesn't seem stressed. Yeah.
I agree. I don't think I ever got there. He's like behind. His joy is just right behind his eyes, and sort of in his mouth. You just feel it.
He was the guy that when people talk about, I was like, Kenan Thompson was the guy he would do Update. I would go out on the floor to watch him do Update because I was just like, he's just such a...
Bill.
He's such a... it's Kenan.
Do you have to take that?
Kenan going like, what are you saying about me? No, but he was just one of those guys that when I was always kind of knocked out by how loose he was and how much fun he had. And we would be in sketches together. Yeah. And I was like, God, he can just knock this out. It was kind of like what you were saying earlier. Like, you throw anything at him. He never seemed thrown. He was just a pro and lovely all the time. He's one of those guys, he could be bullshitting with you about something totally innocuous, and then you go on live television and he destroys it, and then comes back and he picks the conversation back up.
I loved him.
I'm like, you know.
Yeah, you got to get ready. Did you guys ever hear that you guys weren't that good? Because obviously now you look back and it's always different eyes.
Pretty all-star.
I want to say the Washington Post or something wrote a review my first season that was like, who the fuck, like me and Sudeikis and Forte were interchangeable.
Who do you think you are?
This is terrible. And living in New York too, you didn't, people would just, I remember a guy on a cab driver went, "Hey, SNL, you fucking suck."
Everybody has the cab drivers.
Or like, you go into a deli and the guy's like, "They don't use you. Why don't they use you? They don't use you anymore."
They haven't even watched for 2 years.
Yeah, everyone wants to get you bitter. Your relatives, everybody. They don't use you.
I get a guys go, "Hey, got any movies coming out?" It's like the dumbest, easiest question. I go, no. I go, "They did that wrong, Missy." I didn't see that. Anything else? I go, "Well, it takes a year to shoot it. It takes a year to come out.
Yeah.
It takes a year to get another one." And I'm like, "So you missed this? You're 5 years behind." He's like, "Yeah, what else?" He actually said,
the guy works at a deli. What else you got?
"Where's Chris Pratt been? You never see him anymore." I go, "He was in Jurassic World and the raccoon one." And he goes, "Oh, yeah, I didn't see those." I go, "Well, why am I going by you? Who the fuck?" What? You're giving Chris. If he's not doing well, no one is. My God.
Yeah,
I didn't see Coda. Tell me about Coda,
Is that the deaf one? Is this Chris Pratt in that? See, he's not in shit.
Does he play Coda?
You know, I saw you on Saturday Night Live. I thought you were a woman. I saw that woman character guy thing you did. I thought you were a woman.
But the one I always got was, why don't they use you?
I know. Why don't they use you? Because when I'm in a wig, you don't know it's me. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, is that show live? Do you really take
when
that
do you
live?
When do you guys shoot that? And then for a while, it was like, what's Kristen Wiig's situation?
What's her situation?
Like,
She a nice person.
What's his situation?
She's stuck up.
Hey, what's up with Dale Hammond? Wow.
Is he stuck up?
You think he'd be my friend?
He looks like a friendly guy.
I fancy myself on that show once in a while. You know, I do a cactus with my friends.
Anyway,
right,
what do you want from the deli?
Improv. Good luck with that. All right.
All right. Let's wrap it up with Bill.
Let's talk about Barry.
Barry, real quick, really quick. No, I'm kidding.
We don't need to talk about it.
Barry, everyone loves it. 30. I mean, it's an unbelievable show. It really is. It's shocking. I mean, you're this sketch player. You're so brilliant at it. You do the voice. You do Cloudy with Meatballs. This and that. And then I hear you're going to do this. I'm like, what'll that be like? I was like one of those guys. What are you going all drama for? You're fucking funny. But then the show is brilliant, and you're brilliant in it. And the first show of the first season where your character comes in and watches the acting class, and you're not saying anything, just in that moment. It was like the show just completely hooked me right there.
Yeah.
You know, and of course, because I like people like your cast, you know, Stephen Root. I mean,
yeah.
So fucking great. Sarah Goldberg, Anthony Kerrigan is amazing.
Yeah, Anthony Kerrigan is NoHo Hank. That's what.
NoHo Hank.
I really love. Yeah.
And of course, Henry Winkler is so brilliant. So congratulations, Hank Winker. There's Hank Winkler. I'll say I haven't had, the nicest guy in the world. I'm at the Improv in 1981. I think a mediocre set. I go outside in the bar. I've not been on TV or anything. I just hear a voice behind me going, Stella. It was a stellar performance, and it's Henry Winkler.
Smooth as silk. You landed all your jokes.
Oh, he's so fucking nice. And that was Fonzie talking to you. You must have shit your pants, Dana.
Yeah, it was Henry Winkler. It was a big, big deal for him to give me that at that moment in my life.
Was Pinky Tuscadero there? Be honest.
Pinky,
sorry, that's from Happy Days.
Friedman was. Take it outside.
Hello,
take
David.
It outside.
Not in the halls. Not in the
hall. Take it outside. So what do you? So this Barry thing. What do you want to say about Barry?
Yeah,
season 3.
3 words or less.
Make your publicist happy. I'm just talking like a New York guy.
When is Barry?
Now.
When is that third season?
24th.
Okay.
So April 24th. I think today the trailer, the official trailer came out. So
today, this comes out in 2 years.
Okay.
Bill, is this the one where you direct all of them?
No, I directed 5 of them, and So I really love directing. That's like I love doing that. It's so much fun. But it's this weird thing where people are like, "Oh, how do you act and direct?" But you kind of write a character that doesn't talk a lot.
So I have to worry about that.
Lines. And then when I get the lines, I forget them. Yeah.
It's hard to do it all. I can't even fucking act. I can't do anything.
Actually, being on SNL was, who was actually Chris Rock was the guy I was talking to. I was like, I want to direct at some point. And I asked him because he directed, and he goes, if you could do SNL, you can direct because you have to.
You sort of direct your sketches, right?
You saw your sketches.
Yeah.
So when we did the pilot for Barry, me talking to, heads of departments and
props
and all these things, I kind of knew I had confidence in what I wanted and stuff, but that was totally from SNL, from doing that. It's hard when they go, what kind of drapes do you want? You're like, these or these? Yeah, and you go, I'm just worried about the jokes. Yeah, you're good at going, that one. This one.
You got to make 100 of those a day.
Yeah, all day, and then they go, well, the ones you pick now don't work, and it's like, okay, well, which ones do work? Oh, that's great, love it, whatever.
Yeah.
But I think having that confidence, and I think the thing that SNL did, I don't know what you guys feel about, but it took that like romanticism out of like creating, and it was just like we had to do a show on Saturday. So it was kind of like there was no, I have to go look out a window and write in my notebook
character
and think about my thing. It's like, no, we're like under a table up on the 17th floor eating pizza, like scribbling real quick, or reading shit in the bathroom going, fuck, okay, I gotta go do this on national television in 5 minutes,
So everything seems downhill after that.
Exactly. It's easy after that. Yeah.
Bill, I have a director question. Sometimes, because I've never directed anything, and I wonder when the director yells action. There's some sets I've been on where the first AD yells action, and I don't like it.
Yeah.
I think to be a director, the only thing you want to do is yell action. That's the whole fun thing.
I totally get that. And I've been on those sets too. I actually have like my first AD. Sometimes you have first ADs and they're kind of like, you work well together, but you're not partners. I have this guy, Gavin Kleintop, who is like my partner in the thing. He's amazing. He's also a big film geek. So like that episode you were talking about, Dana, where you don't see the guy, I can explain to him the Karate Girl episode and go, this is a coverage I'm thinking. He goes, I totally get it, and I'll figure out how to make that work. So he says it, he does say it, but also I'm in scenes, and there is a thing when you're working with people and you're in a scene together. A thing that I've been doing that all the actors are like, can you please stop doing it? Is because I'm writing the stuff too, is I'm mouthing the word.
Yeah.
Can I tell you who else did that? Johnny Carson.
Really?
When I was first out in this thing, because you do the prep interview, and so I would see his mouth moving along. I'm going, isn't that special? And Johnny's going, it's so special. Yeah, same thing. So wow. How did you get rid of that, or that was make yourself?
Henry was very sweet. Like, Bill, you're doing a great job, but it throws me a little bit when you're mouthing along with me, especially in some of these more intense scenes.
Oh, wow.
And I'm like, oh, I'm so sorry. I'm sorry. So yeah, it is like, Conan does that a little bit. When I remember being on Conan a couple times where
Conan will do it again. Yeah, I didn't want to say Conan because he's a good friend.
No, but I'm saying as someone who does it,
But listen, when you look at that old, not to bring it back, that one Gap Girls Lay Off Me, I'm Starving. I'm so scared it won't do well and it won't do as good as Dress. I am mouthing along.
Really?
And I haven't really heard someone say that before, but now that you're saying it, I go, you can see it in the sketch. I'm like,
because you're so in.
I want him to nail it so perfectly, and I'm like, fuck.
Nail this, and please make sure this works. And I think everybody kind of thinks like we're just having fun up there, but it's like there's so much pressure.
But I didn't know I was doing it, and probably you didn't know.
I had no idea I was doing it, and I've had Stephen Root and Henry Winkler both said,
everyone from the
with a
call sheet.
please stop mouthing along with us. And I'm like, I am so sorry, but you're just so locked into, what's happening.
Do you like one hallmark of a show that's really working is that there's no weakness. Like every actor on Barry seems like that's the person that had to play that part, and they're so good. So you psychologically and with all your experience, do you change your directing style depending on who you're talking to in terms of like that little note right before you go, trying to give them confidence?
I mean, like Stephen Root and Sarah Goldberg are theater people, very theater trained. And so you don't, they come in pretty prepared. Sarah, especially, like she is super prepared. So it's like gentle, like, oh, maybe have like a little private moment in the middle of this, or maybe try this. But and then, Henry is kind of free flowing, kind of,
So emotional,
and so he's kind of, he needs more. Like we did a scene this season where he has to enter it really angry. And so he was like, I could see him being angry and stuff. And so he was taking a broom and throwing it on the ground. And I was like, oh, good. Can make sure props has a broom there for him. We'll never see it, but he needs something to just kind of go smash something and then enter the scene, you know? And,
okay.
And, stuff like that,
Yeah.
And then a lot of it is you try to stay out of their way, but then I do in that way of like, because I'm also acting in it, it's a thing I've had to try to rein in is I can't help but be like, and this is also at SNL. I had no problem if it was a sketch I was like, it's more like we were saying about Downey, it's more like that the rhythm is this.
Yeah.
Actors don't like that.
No.
That's a fine line.
Do you know what I'm saying? Where at SNL, I don't know about you guys, but I had no problem going to Andy or somebody and going like, it's,
Oh yeah, and people would ask for it. If you were the writer of the sketch, I would ask like, "Well, what are you thinking here?"
Yeah.
What do you? What
we did the Casons, which is one of that's the hardest. That's John Mulaney's favorite sketch we ever wrote. It died at Dress, but the whole thing is rhythm.
Like the whole thing is rhythm. There's nothing else.
There's nothing else to it but rhythm. So,
Casey Kasem, father, son.
But then you did it at Largo.
The ne'er-do-well son.
Yeah, we did it at Largo with you. Yeah, you were there. Yeah.
We if the audience doesn't hook the premise, and sometimes at SNL it just gets lost that first 30 seconds. What is going on here? And then it but it was a quiet sketch and very dry. But at Largo, we really set it up.
Yeah.
We had them on our side.
We were surprised. The point, that thing on Barry is like, you can't go, hey, the rhythm is this.
Yeah.
People will go, please don't tell me how to.
Some people literally go, give me a line reading. Yeah,
sometimes that'll happen. Not so much on Barry, but sometimes Henry will be like, just tell me how you want me to say it.
Yeah.
But everybody's a little different, and mostly I just know, you guys know from acting and things, the biggest thing I think is actors just don't want to look like idiots. They don't want to look foolish. They want to make sure and they want confidence. Like I've never understood.
That's it.
I've worked with directors that their whole thing is kind of browbeating you.
Weird,
and never understand it. And so to me, it's just like, but at the same time, smart actors can kind of sniff out if everything's great. That's not good either. Where it's like beautiful. I love it. People.
Yeah, Fred Wolf would always go, "Oh, that's great. That's really great. Really great. Oh, that's just incredible." You might want to just try this one thing, which I appreciate that about him. I was never in a movie with him like David, but I think that that is the challenge of being a director. I had a director would give me 10 notes between takes, 10. And it was just like, it turned into nothing.
Yeah, I don't know.
More energy, less energy.
Yeah. Or people being like, very precious about the words, I could see sometimes of an actor's like, struggling with a line. You can go, just say it and how you would say it. But here's the information that we want to get across is this,
Right. I've been locked into lines. They get really mad if you change one word.
What's that?
One word. Were you doing, and they change, if you change one word because it sounds more real, and they go, no, we got to do the whole thing over, and you go, what happened? You go, you flip these two, and you go, it's the same exact thought. I get it's your writing, but.
No, I had that once on a show or a movie where the writer was directing and came over and was like, there's a comma there for a reason. And I was like,
yeah, exactly.
It's not that good.
Yeah. Trying to spice it up.
I'm trying to give it, but as long as the general thing is there, I'm not that stoked on if we can find something better. Yeah. Sarah Goldberg and Anthony Kerrigan especially are two people who can come in and will come up with lines, or say Anthony will just improvise it. But Sarah was like, hey, I was working on it and I was thinking maybe I could say this, this, and this. And I'm like, oh yeah, try that,
That's perfect. Yeah. So it's not over rehearsed and they could just do it.
Just try stuff in a way. And then, I've done this too, though, where you improvise a thing and it's like, now we're getting way off course.
Yeah.
The story is this, you guys are going over here. Can we, so it's like it's like a nice balance, I think, of that, with people. But I do think when you're acting with people, it's hard because their scene partners telling them what to do, you know? So I'm always very conscious of that, you know, when.
Yeah. I wonder, have you done a Woody Allen movie? I guess no one does it anymore, but you know, he's sorry
to be
that.
facetious.
Yeah, because
a large palette.
Yeah. Andre Previn.
John Cusack told me once, he goes, you know, sounds like you're acting, you know, so you should try to make it seem like you're not like just acting, you know, because it's.
That was a note.
Yeah, but he's maybe the writer. Which would be me. No, you're a wonderful actor.
No, you're a beautiful, intelligent woman.
Boy. Yeah. You're a beautiful, intelligent boy.
But talk about a writer-director. So it looks like, if I had to guess, you'll do whatever seasons of Barry, and then you'll be out on the reservation being a film director, which you dreamed of at age 10.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, but it's fun, you know. It's a weird, circuitous road to the thing that you always wanted to do, but it's fun.
How fun that you get to do a show and you get to be in it, and what a blast!
And it represents your sensibility, what you want. You're working with like-minded people. Your partner, Alex.
And you know, it's dark, and this season especially is incredibly, you know, brutal at times, but I don't know, it's nice to kind of have that in it, and it just feels right. Again, it's that instinctive thing. It's like we're talking about death and people getting murdered and stuff.
Yeah. I wondered about that, watching season 1 and season 2, the darkness and the lightness and the comedy beats, you know, right on the edge. You know, you must have been thinking about that as you go along. How funny can this be before it takes us away from the story? Always threading the needle with that, but doing it beautifully. It's working, you know? Yeah,
this season was definitely like, oh, let's push that maybe a little bit when you're trying to be honest with what the material is.
Just go at that.
But sometimes I wonder if it's just getting older. You see friends getting older, people are dying.
You want to go darker.
Like, I gotta start to be,
you
know, life happens, and it's like, oh, if I'm going to do this, we should be kind of honest about it. Where I feel if I did the show in my 20s, it'd be a little bit more glib.
Right. Yeah. You know? It's an inevitable trajectory as life beats you up. Bad shit really happens on this planet and to everybody.
Yeah, this stinks.
Wow.
This
wow.
Stinks.
Well,
I don't like
anyway,
this.
We're finished with part 1.
Bill,
we're going to take a short break. Our guest today is Bill Hader.
Bill's like, oh, Jesus Christ.
Bill,
I had
Bill, do you have anything more you want to say? Because we loved having you. I had a great time.
Oh, man, it's like awesome being here. And yeah, man, it's crazy. I'm being genuine. It's very cool getting to talk to you guys. I'm still, it's just awesome.
I'm up on the ladder from you. I'm up. David's a half step down from me, and you're the other way down. So, thank you. I'm an elder at this point, which is great. But look how fit I am. I mean, it's amazing. My energy. I look startling.
It's amazing.
Yeah, I know you can't see it, listeners. No, I feel good. I'm working on a scripted podcast with my sons, which is so much fun. It's like making a movie. Very difficult. Just all voice acting and effects, but I'm having a blast doing that. It's called The Weird Place. David, a little plug before we go. This will be our biggest episode.
Oh, yeah. Go on the road and watch me at davidspade.com. No, I'm kidding.
Dana, wait, do you know that your impression of your sons is the Californian's voice?
I was flattered that Fred Armisen told me that. I thought it could. I mean, I feel that voice was in the ether. But it was pretty much all we're going to do today. Yeah.
Yeah, it's you impersonating your son.
Yeah.
And then the first time they did that sketch, he was doing a different voice.
Oh, okay. Oh, and then he switched it out. Oh.
And then at dress, he came out and went, wait a minute. And we all were like, if you see it, I think it's online. Kristen and I are going, funny. What is he doing?
That's what.
And we both lose it.
That's what that sketch, when it first hit me, that you were all going to do that voice and then talk about how to drive around L.A. That just hit me like a ton of bricks. It was so fucking. I'm going to take Fountain and I'm going to.
Well, it was a bit we did when we would come back from L.A. and you would be at the table waiting for Lauren to show up on Wednesday.
Yeah.
And then everybody would go, hey, I just went to LA. And it's like, and then someone would go, how'd you get there? And it's like, well, I took 4 or 5 down to the,
But to do with those voices, no, I'm going to take 405.
No, but that's your impression of your son is the voice we're doing.
All right, I'll take that. All right, thanks.
All right, Bill.
Thanks,
I'll
Bill.
see you at the reunion at SCC.
Hopefully we'll run into each other and look forward to the third season of Barry.
Yeah, you do,
all right.
guys. Thanks so
Take
much.
well.
Yeah.
Peace out.
See you, buddy. Hey, what's up, flies? What's up, fleas? What's up, people that listen? We want to hear from you and your dumb questions.
Questions, ask us anything. Anything you want.
You can email us at flyonthewall@cadence13.com. Dana, we've got a question from
our fans?
Yeah.
Okay, thanks,
they
fans.
They get to ask us. They get right to us.
Okay.
Oleg P. Oleg says, hola. No, Oleg says, hello, Dana and David. Dana first for some reason. And who is the funniest non-comedian you've ever worked with?
Anthony Hopkins.
Okay.
I did a movie with him, and
what movie?
It's called Road to Wellville.
Oh, did you? Someone else
was in it,
that.
so it's probably not. But he was in it. Bridget Fonda, John Cusack. Period piece about the invention of cereal.
You know what else is a period
food.
piece? It's called Red something. Oh, I blew it. What's that movie out right now?
Red Hour.
Angry something.
Angry Red Lobster.
Angry Guy? It's a Pixar movie.
Free Guy.
It's about angry. Look it up right the fuck now. Anyway, Dana.
Okay, the funniest non-comedian I've ever worked with is Anthony Hopkins because he started out as an impressionist. So he would do, like, on the set, I would do Jimmy Stewart. Yeah, well, what are you doing, Tony? And he would do Cary Grant.
Oh,
I can't believe it. I can't believe we're making a motion picture together. Okay, that's for the boomers. And then I would do Garth, and he would do Hannibal Lecter. And that's where we would kill entertaining the crew and Bridget Fonda and stuff.
Fuck yeah.
I can smell it, Garth. I can smell the licorice.
Got it.
Get away from me, big scary man.
God, that was fucking
Party on,
kill.
David. You got one?
You should have come out presenting at the Oscars with him. That would have been funny.
That year that he won the Oscar, because Tom Cruise and Nicole Kidman were sitting behind my wife and I at the Oscars. And so as a joke, I kept standing up to start a fake standing ovation every time, you know, and Cruise got really into it. So we were both doing it the whole time. And then when, Anthony Hopkins wins the Oscar, we did it and then everyone went up.
Worked
So
out.
we got a standing though.
I don't know who mine would be. And did you find the name of that movie? Turning Red, Dana, which is a movie, Pixar. And I just found out what it's about.
And?
Periods.
Really?
The whole movie is Turning Red, meaning it's a girl and she hits like 13 or whatever. And anyway.
Well, it's great. Where can we see that?
You know,
Let me write, what are the times and dates?
Let's go to the Grove and see that.
There's a movie also on
12,
Hulu
2, and 4.
called AW. Why not? It's a whole feature film about anal warts.
It says, why not?
I'm making this up.
I was about to say.
Sorry. Greg likes that one.
Dog you
I mean, it's a nice topic for a feature film. The first act is a little slow, and then it really picks up.
You know who's really funny is Brad Pitt is also someone who I'd like to see SNL be a host because he is funny.
Yes.
And he's a funny, I don't think that's the number one thing people think of him, but he's very funny and kind of sly with it, and he'd be a great host. He'd fucking kill it. Probably, obviously doesn't need to do it, but should do it for the fun of it, because I think he would have fun, even though it's fucking terrifying.
Well, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, which is my favorite movie of the last few years. I've seen it 12 times. He's really funny in that. He has, what they do at the end of the movie is he smokes an LSD joint and he comes back and then all these evil people are attacking him, and he's like, he has this laugh. I remember you. I remember your little white face. And he talks to a guy who's got a gun on him, evil, and he goes, and you were on a horsey. Brandy?
Yeah, listen, that part's not going to be as funny without him being funny. I mean, it's just a cool movie, and then he adds something to it that makes it great. So that's that answer.
Fly on the Wall has been a presentation of Cadence 13.
Please listen, then rate, review, and follow all episodes.
Executive produced by Dana Carvey and David Spade, Chris Corcoran of Cadence 13, and Charlie Finan of Brillstein Entertainment. Production and engineering led by Greg Holtzman, Richard Cook, Sabrina Regan, and Chris Basil of Cadence 13.